some more food and sort myself in a bit. But I don't know. So here we are. What do we? I might as well take the opportunity to let you guys have the little talk. I was actually gonna go crash the sister-in-law and talk later, you know. But I'll probably still do it anyway. Yeah. Right. Yes. For real. So let's. Do you guys have any questions for me? So yeah, like toss them out. Let's go. Hey. What have I been up to apart from becoming a dad for the last 12 months? Preparing to be a dad for the last 12 months. You know, I've been so looking forward to this period in my life of becoming a father, like ever since I was a kid. My father was a great father. Is a great father. So he left a big impression and big shoes to fill that I was really looking forward to my whole life. So obviously it was about finding the right circumstances, certainly finding the right queen, right? The right partner for this little soul who would choose us to guide him in this world. And we finally got there, and it turned out to be, you know, sometimes you have to go back home, right? So I moved away from New York when I was a kid, lived in LA for a long time, and just recently moved back to New York. And I reconnected with a woman who we had gone to high school together. And we were friends back then. We were in the same drama department, and we had a summer fling, a la Grease, right, for that summer. But we were always good friends, and we stayed good friends, and then I had gone off to college, and life goes on. And we'd stayed sort of passing friends. It wasn't really serious at the time. It was just, we had fun together. But my mutual friend, we both had a mutual friend, one of my closest friends that has stayed in touch with both of us, and he vouched for us. And so we picked up where we left off, but as more developed people, with all this stuff that had happened, you know? So it's become a really wonderful, amazing partnership. And so the last 12 months have been me doing my part to help, to really be as much of a partner as I could be and learning everything about what she needed, because she's doing this incredible thing that was new to her as well, right? And she needed all of that support. So that was a full-time job that I made a full-time job, you know? And I loved it. Like, that's part of what, it makes me proud to do that, right? So that was a big part of it. And even now, when I go back home, she's done with her maternity leave, and then I'll be taking over as the at-home dad. My boy is 4 months old. He's born May 12th. He's a Taurus. And then one of the, you know, in practical terms, I've started teaching again. So I went back this summer to teach a program in Brooklyn, New York, on media literacy. So I was teaching high school 15-year-olds media literacy. And I had a really interesting, great time with that. You know, you don't reach everybody, but if you can awaken just one, it's worth it. And I think I awakened about half of them. So I'm pretty proud of that. And I'll probably go back to doing that as time permits. I'll go back because I did enjoy it. It's one of those challenging things that, despite all of the challenges and the problems with your systems and all of that, once you're there and you're a part of these kids' lives, you can't just walk away. So I think it attracts a certain kind of person to that job in the first place, right? Which is good. So that's that's one of the things that I've been doing. And then the rest has been pursuing more of the acting work, which since moving to New York has been challenging because New York is not Los Angeles, and so the pool of competitors that I have is very different, which I knew it would be, and that was part of the point. I wanted to go back to the deep end to challenge myself, to find out what I'm capable of, you know, and get against people who are in the trenches studying every day. Thankfully, I lucked out because my fiance is a member of the Actors Studio and a very well respected one. She's been very much encouraging me to audition for, so I'll probably do that when I get back for the new year and get involved with that. But it's been a fascinating experience. And even then, when I first landed in New York, I was lucky enough so I got involved with this production that she had gotten cast as an understudy, and then one of the other cast members dropped out, and she recommended me. By pure happenstance, I happened to know one of the producers of that from Los Angeles. Pure coincidence. So when he heard that I was there, he was like, please bring him in. So I went in, I auditioned for it, did it. My opening night, the lead actress that my fiance was understudying for couldn't make it. Yeah. So my fiance stepped in, that was her job, and we killed it. And we got a standing ovation. The first that the show which had been running for a good 4 or 5 months already, had ever gotten. It was my opening night. Here we are, off Broadway, New York City, 46th Street, Theater Row, and I'm back on. And it was actually after I've been acting for almost 35 years now. My training was in theater, but my entire career was on television and film. So this actually was my very first official equity off-Broadway credit. And I was able to do it with my fiance to a standing ovation. And that was just magical. So I was very, very proud of that. There's a few other things in the works that I, like usual, like always with all of us, we always have a few irons in the fires and we're waiting to see which will pop off first at any given time. And including, ideally a couple of projects with Stargate Command and MGM. But as that progresses, I'll let you guys know. You will be the first to know about all that stuff. So that's been my life, and it's going to be a little bit more of that, and I'm happy to be a daddy. I was built for this. I was made for this.